Okay, so I just finished episode 10 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, another episode of the Elf Showdown, and I mean, are you surprised if I say it's another good one? Are you surprised if I say I liked it quite a bit? I'll say this. I wasn't expecting to watch the Elf show and go, I'm reminded a lot of Dragon Ball today, but I was reminded a lot of Dragon Ball in this episode. Essentially, this entire episode was about mana control and mana suppression. And how Frieren, when she was a little baby elf, which even then, I don't know how old she actually was. She easily could have still been like 100 for all I know. She was in an elf village, which was massacred by a demon, and she killed that demon. How do you pronounce it? Is it Flam? Is it Flame? I think it's spelled the same as Flamel, but without the second L. But like her master, that's probably how I said it. Her master came upon the village, found Frieren, sensed her incredible mana potential, and was like, okay, this is wasted potential if I do nothing with it. So guess what, kiddo? You're going to be my apprentice now. Deal with it. And also, it's like, so clearly you have a thing against demons. They slaughtered your entire village. You just fucking killed one. So I'm going to turn you into a demon slayer, because I already do that shit. And it's great, because demons are a fucking problem. This is why demons are a fucking problem. But do you know what their weakness is? And like, this isn't all just in one scene. Like, it is like different scenes throughout their lives and like their time together, which was 50 years, which of course, for Frieren, she's like, yeah, like that was only 50 years ago. Like that was nothing, as you know, her master is just old as shit at this point. She's like, here's the weakness of demons. Demons don't hide their mana. Essentially, their philosophy is, if you've got it, flaunt it. The more powerful you are, you gotta show it off. As she says, like, it's like a human being wealthy. Generally speaking, really fabulously wealthy people are going to show it off. They're going to dress extravagantly. They're going to have really extravagant cars, etc., etc. That's what it is for demons. This is how they show their power, not just like to other people, but to other demons specifically. This is how they maintain order within them. It's not just, oh, cool, like I'm the Demon King's general. It's like, this is how you pretty much become a Demon King's general, is you have all of this magic and you show it off. Maybe there are times where they'll hide it for like a little bit, maybe slightly, but they don't hide it for very long because there's no point to it, and they see it as undignified. They see it as disrespectful to other demons, to magic itself, etc., etc. And that's their weakness. You take one look at a demon, and within like, I don't know, like a 1 to 2% variance, you know exactly how powerful they are. And that's why I hide my magic at all times. So they never know how powerful I am until I'm right about to strike. You need to do the same shit. So you get Frieren training with like how to suppress her mana and shit so she can catch them by surprise. I was like, yeah, this is some Dragon Ball shit. Like, you gotta, I have to suppress my ki so they can't sense my power level and all that shit. I'm like, bro, this is some power level shit. I'm in. Like, this just makes me giddy. It just makes me fucking grin. I'm all about it, man. Insert over 9,000 joke here. Blah blah blah. But essentially, like as you're getting these bits of the backstory, and before her master dies, she tells her two things. Number one, I want you to put flowers at my grave. Like, I kind of regret that in our 50 years together, I've only taught you offensive magic and how to kill shit, which is important because killing demons is really fucking important, and I'm glad I've made you good at that. But, like, please don't forget there's other things in magic. There's other things that magic can do, and I want to teach you my favorite spell, which is creating a field of flowers. The second thing I want to tell you is I think you can do it. I think you can kill the Demon King. But until you're ready, until you go on that journey, do not draw attention to yourself. You need to live in obscurity because you don't want them to know that you exist, that someone as dangerous as you is out there. Keep to yourself. Keep to your head down until it's time. So essentially, in kind of the same way, like, suppress your mana until it's time to strike. And the way that the party found her was the three of them were already traveling together. They knew about an elf mage who lived in the woods, found Frieren. It's like, hey, like, we've heard you're kind of badass. Do you want to join our club? I mean, why don't you go for someone else? Like, hey, Hyder, what do you think? I mean, her mana's not bad. It's like, I don't know, like a fifth of mine. I think she'd be all right. I don't like you. She's immediately just like, nah, I don't like you, but whatever. And I was like, no. I think she's stronger than anyone I've ever met before. I don't know why. Like, I sense it. It's a gut feeling. She's important. We need her. And, well, we know how that happened. So all of this is building up to the end of the episode. Because even before some of these scenes, it cuts back to her and Aura activating the scales, which, as you remember from last week, which they also reiterate in this week too, it takes Aura's soul and the soul of her opponent, puts them on a scale. Whoever has more mana wins, and the other person essentially becomes their puppet. Like, you can do, like, you do whatever I tell you to do, bam. And because Aura has so much fucking mana, no one can really stand up to, like, it is her insta-win card. So, she's looking at Frieren like, you don't look that strong. Like, I know you're strong, I know you're a problem, but you're not that dangerous. You don't have nearly as much mana as I do, so, scales, let's end this shit. Cut to some of the other stuff they've already talked about. Then you go back to this, and Frieren's like, I can tell from her aura, she's about 500 years old, probably trains pretty much all the time. She's been working on it hard. She's got some good numbers. Am I worried? No. But I mean, like, this really is a disadvantage for them. It's like, with one look, I can tell exactly how powerful she is. And like, basically her entire life story. And Aura's doing the same thing. She's like, I can, I don't really know how old she is, but her mana's not that impressive. She probably doesn't train that much. Or like, what the fuck has she been doing in the last 80 years? Her mana looks the exact same. Like, has she just been wasting her time? Has she just been, like, doing, like, dumb bullshit? Whatever. I got this. And then, Frieren's, I don't even remember what she says, but she kind of starts talking some shit for a bit. And then just activates her full mana, and it looks gorgeous. But it is like a giant fucking Dragon Ball aura, and it looks really, really pretty. It's like, I would love to see an edit where someone just, like, plays that scene, but it has the fucking music from, like, the sound effect from Dragon Ball. Like, when someone goes Super Saiyan, and then you just hear, like, that fucking sound as they're, like, powered up and shit. I would kind of love to see an edit of that with Frieren. That would fucking be gold. But, that happens, so Aura just instantly loses. Because at first she's like, alright, like, I'm winning, you ain't shit. Okay. They're kind of starting to tip in Frieren's favor. What the fuck? And Frieren's like, yeah, like, I've been suppressing it the entire time. Why would you do that? Because it works. Like, because it works against people like you. You were saying you could tell so much about my mana just from looking at me, and because I'm suppressing it, you couldn't be more wrong. Demons deceive with words, so the way we beat demons is through deception, and we deceive them with our magic. If you would just fought me with your army, I'd still probably win, but I'd have to work for it. But you doing this, like, you using your trump card, it just gave me the win, like, automatically. So, thanks, bitch. And so, the thing works. Aura is now under Frieren's control, and she's like, yeah, kill yourself. And then she's even smiling when she says it. She just turns, she's like, Aura, turns around, just smiling, kill yourself. And then just walks away all satisfied. And the episode ends with Aura taking the big-ass sword in her hand, putting it to her neck, freaking the fuck out, and Like, ooh, that was badass. It was fucked up, but that was badass. So that was the end of that episode. That's basically the end of this arc. I imagine there'll be a little bit of it next week, kind of finishing it up, finishing stuff with the graph, and then they'll head out. This was a really good arc. I like all the shit we've gotten of Freyren's backstory. I really like all the world building we've gotten in this arc. But like, this is what demons are. This is why they're a fucking problem. And for Frieren, they are on site. And it felt like almost every subsequent episode, it just kind of further justified why they are on site. Do not trust them. Really good. Looking forward to next week. I feel like I say that every week, but I mean, it is what it is. And what it is, it's really good.